Today's recipe is possibly one of the most complicated yet one of the tastiest recipes from a Maharashtrian household. It's not seasonal. Well, bananas are sporadically available all through the year, but this one has a special place. This one is Kel Phoolachi Bhaji, or a sabji made using banana blossoms. Let's begin. This is the entire banana blossom. These are the bracts and these are the florets. Well, florets are edible. I'm going to take these and now clean these. Now, of course, this is the uncleaned floret. Let's keep this aside and let's take one at a time. So this is the calyx, which needs to be removed because this generally does not get cooked. This needs to be discarded. Along with the calyx, we have a pistil, which looks something like this. It's like a stick. It's almost like plastic and does not get cooked. This also needs to be pulled out and discarded. This now is the edible part of the banana blossom. Let's keep this aside and let's start cleaning the rest of the florets. Now that you've seen all the parts of a blossom, it's important to chop it nice and fine and then soak this in cold water or at least lukewarm water, because that way it does not get oxidized. The next thing that you need to keep ready are black peas. Now, by all means, please use dry or dehydrated black peas which are soaked. Of course, you need to wash them, you soak them overnight, and then you need to boil them. You need to pre-boil them till they become absolutely well done and well cooked, because this is also one of those ingredients which may end up ruining all your hard work. Now, when I say peas, I'm not using white peas, I'm not using green peas, I am using black peas. Now, in case you do not get them or you cannot lay your hands on them, you can also use black-eyed peas, and that also tastes wonderful. Let's begin with lighting the flame, and to this I'm going to add in regular vegetable oil. Let's begin with Asafoetida or Hing. I like adding kokum in the tempering. Let's follow this up with green chilies, and along with this, crushed garlic. Let's saute all of this till the raw flavor of the garlic kind of goes away. I'm going to add in chopped onions. Now, these are regular red onions. Let's stir this well till the onions become translucent and still retain a little bit of its bite. I'm going to add in Garam Masala Powder. Along with this, Red Chilli Powder, Turmeric Powder, and Coriander Leaves. Drain the excess water and add this straight into the onion mixture. Time to add in the black peas which are already boiled, and finally salt as required. Let's stir all this well and ensure that it is all mixed together. We mix all of this together and then we need to cook this in its own steam. Now, the only method for this is to cover this with a lid, and we need a lid which has like a little bit of a holding capacity. You add in some water and cook this on low flame for 20 to 25 minutes. Now, I know a lot of people that add in water. Now, this way the vegetable mix kind of becomes sticky, and we're not looking at that. We need it nice, almost like a stir fry, nice and dry, so that we can end up eating this with a chapati or just like that. Finally, I'm going to cover this with a lid and pour in some water. Allow this to cook for 15 to 20 minutes on low flame. It's been 20 minutes. Let's have a quick check. Let's carefully lift up the lid. With this, our Kel Phoolachi Bhaji is done and ready. And like I said, you can have this in several ways. Whether pairing it with varan bhat works for you, eating it with bhakri, chapati, fulkas, puris for that matter, ambori, khaone, and so much more. Make this for your family, make this for your friends. And trust me, before you serve them, remove a bowl for yourself, because you may reach the dinner table and by that time, the sabzi would have finished. Let's not blame the family for that, because this happens with me several times. On that note, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to Rajshri Food, and for more such quick, simple and easy recipes, stay tuned.